Welcome back, YouTube. This is Acid Roots Wired. So welcome to another episode of Devil May Cry. This is part 12 of that particular playthrough as far as that pitch kind of goes along with this. So I basically got some bonus segments here of leftover gameplay from 2022 as far as that pitch kind of goes along with it. We're going to definitely get some more of these just within that pitch, I'd have to say. Basically the thing about it, the thing about it right now is just the fact that the internet's kind of down at the household, so this is just kind of a snafu right now as far as that particular pitch kind of goes along with it. So I'm just going to get some more of these gameplay episodes taken care of and stuff, I would have to say. Basically just some stuff in the meantime. I made a community post on it on the original Acid Roots, so just being able to say as far as that goes, just some good concepts for that. So basically, yeah, this particular playthrough is going to be pretty similar to like Guitar Hero, just in the fact that there's just going to be a lot of these. Basically, we don't get to the next mission after this one until about 3 episodes from now, I'd have to say. So that basically means that part 13 and 14 are going to be the same mission as well. But I just kind of look after it just to kind of being like some just lengthy kind of playthroughs for like after hours pitches. Pretty similar to Guitar Hero, just within the sense of just being able to say the Guitar Hero is kind of one. I want to say that lasted like about 3 or 4 hours, something like that. It has about 27, 28 episodes, I'd have to say, so it's about the same concept. I don't estimate to beat Devil May Cry in less than about 20 or 25 parts, I'd have to say, so it's just the pitch behind it. Just kind of get comfortable, definitely get some popcorn popping, even on multiple segments. Even if you've only watched about 6 of these at a time, I just would say that this is pretty much like a multi-hour or multi-day kind of playthrough as far as that pitching goes. If you watch like 7 or 8 or 9 of them at a time, I'd say this will still take you about 3 or 4 days by the time this whole game is completed, I have to say. And pretty much as of the moment, I'm kind of curious as to whether or not I'm actually going to be able to beat this game full-blown. I'd have to say this because I look after it, I just question the sheer difficulty, especially the bosses later on, being able to say. I mean, just the fact that damn spider boss at the beginning of the game gave me problems I just without suppose. So it's just kind of the concept, just trying to mess with this particular game and just kind of see what's up with it. But I just question if I would be able to beat Virgil. I assume that he's the last boss in this particular game. I know he's at least in the 3rd one and the 2nd one or something like that, but it's just kind of the concept. I was kind of under the impression that Devil May Cry 2 is the simpler one of like the 3 of them. I mean, folks have said that one's not really that good of a game, but I kind of look after just maybe being able to pose that I'm going into it just without much expectations. It's not to say that this game is bad, but I look after it that I just have, more relaxed kind of expectations where I don't think I'm going to hate Devil May Cry 2. This is a pretty excellent game here. I mean, I definitely appreciate the gameplay of this particular game. It's overall fun stuff just for some after-hours type pitches, things like that. It's a simplistic kind of one. The only thing, I've said this a number of times, the only thing I pretty much would have wanted more about this game is just a little bit more of like characters within this game, just more interactions, things like that. I mean, I realize it's not an action RPG or something like that, but it's kind of the concept of just supposing that there'd be, just a character here and there, just to be able to have some degree of conversation. But Dante at least talks in like the similar fashion to just like, just video game fashion, but it's just kind of concept. There's just not a ton to really interact with. And I don't know where that chick has been that was kind of like, I don't know, like his love interest or just the chick that was at the beginning of the game. Haven't seen her. So it's kind of the concept. There needs to be more kind of storyline, I suppose, but it's not like I would probably say that this game is pretty much, it's easily like an 8.5, 9.5, 10 out of 10 game. It's just got a lot of classic appeal. I'm enjoying it thus far as what I've seen with it, but just being able to say it's just a good pitch behind it. This is just a real haunting and just overall shrill type game that just more games could stand to be like this. I just feel like the characteristics behind this particular one is that it goes a long way, I'd have to say. But I look after it. Yeah, it's just been a pretty mellow weekend. Me just talking about like Memorial Day weekend pitches like that, I'd have to say. Holiday weekend, the weather's out or the internet's out just within that relative pitch. So I don't really know what's going up in like the hip-hop world and things like that, some of those type pitches. I mean, I think it's just the leftover remnants of just the Drake and Future type stuff or the Drake and Kendrick type stuff, some of those type pitches. There's been some other things, Kanye West has been in the news, pitches like that, just albums here and there. There's like some $1 Million Baby song that's been pretty popular right now. I don't know, in terms of like, if you were to talk to me about contemporary music and number ones that have been popular across the past good while, I mean, I remember that Jack Harlow had a number one recently back in early 2024, but I really can't even list like the number ones and the number twos and the number threes and the top 5 singles of like the past 6 months or even the past good while. I just haven't been paying attention to even 2023. Like hip hop was pretty damaged. Not just hip-hop, but music in general is just kind of here and there back in 2023 and some of those type pitches. I just would have to say in 2022, I'm full blown focused on like the music that I've been finding. There's just plenty of that. I just would have to say there's still plenty of hits, plenty of good Paul Wall, plenty of good Slim Thug, plenty of good Snoop Dogg, plenty of good folks like that. There's plenty of these folks, plenty of good like rock bands, folks like Modest Mouse and some of those type folks. Just being able to say Mushroom Head, some of these type folks, just to be able to get to it, just has a pretty good overall appeal. I'm just digging deep into some of these and just having a lot of fun with it. Really happens to be a thing, but yeah, I wouldn't know the difference just being able to say about it. I just look after I was just talking with my family saying, I might have to go to the library to post a new video to the internet if the internet doesn't come back on tonight, and it's just like, oh yeah, it's Memorial Day, then me just not even knowing, just paying attention to the standard convalescent type times, is saying, yeah, it's Memorial Day and it's a holiday that people tend to take off from work and celebrate, folks in the military and pitches in. So I realized the day it was just kind of concept just made paying attention. I've been so full blown struck about getting these album reviews out and about. This is kind of, it could be Christmas in 2 weeks or Halloween in 3 days, and I probably wouldn't pay attention to the pitch behind it. I'm just that devoted to wanting to get some of these aspects particularly kind of done here. But I am going to try to pepper in some of these moments. There will be more Devil May Cry. Like I said, I've got at least two more episodes recorded from 2022 to get to, so you'll be seeing at least 2 more of these episodes, despite the fact that it's just kind of the same mission. But I'll eventually record more gameplay for this particular game, supposing I can complete this game. I really don't want to cancel this game. I'd like to be able to say that I could actually do this game, just supposing that it's not sheerly just balls to the wall difficult, that's something that's going to piss me off or something. But I am going to record more Guitar Hero, and then I'll buy Guitar Hero 2, and I'll start that one up and just kind of get the next game up on the channel. There is going to be more to do on the channel. I realize there's minimal amounts of things. It's still kind of a relatively scant channel, just with a little bit of like Rise to Honor. Guitar Hero is like the main draw at this particular stage. So I'm just trying to get some more of these Devil May Cry episodes out and about, and to see if I can actually beat this damn game. So it'd be pretty awesome. If I can beat this game, I might be able to beat Grand Theft Auto 3. I think I could probably beat Grand Theft Auto 3 as opposed to Vice City. This would kind of be the concept that I would like to at least have some degree of Vice City possibly on this channel if I were to ever get more games like that. But this would have to say, I do own Vice City, but just needing more games on the channel. But just being able to say as to whether or not I would want to have like a Grand Theft Auto game on there. I probably could at least get pretty decently far in Grand Theft Auto 3, but in terms of like beating that game without cheats and doing some of those missions, because some of them are actually pretty tough, this kind of thing. It has a balanced difficulty, but in terms of like where I was 20 years ago versus now is this kind of the thing. But just being able to say I'd like to do all 3 of the Devil May Cry games if I could get this one done. If this one's just not a royal pain in the ass, I would definitely have to say I'd like to get some more of these done. Definitely buy Devil May Cry 2, do some of those type ones, things like that. Just kind of be able to say I'd like to get some more PS2 games. I would like to do Max Payne as well, some of those type ones. I got pretty far in Max Payne. I'd like to get the bouncer up, some of those type ones, just being able to suppose about it. But that's just kind of the thing. So, this kind of depends about it. But in terms of, there's just moments about this particular game I just have to suppose I just am questioning as to how far I'm going to be able to get. Because there's just so many games I've rage quit. Just in terms, and you wouldn't see the rage just because this is post commentary, but just being able to say the moments where they're just piss you off kind of territory, where they just really suck dick and things like that, and this is kind of, or this is something that makes you want to, not necessarily sabotage your PlayStation or the controller or something, but just kind of say like it's just really annoying. Some of the rage quit type moments that are typical for rage quitting. It's this kind of concept in this game. Well, subscribe for more fun. We'll talk later about it more.